Hello, I'm Hammy Dressmaker. Welcome back to another vlog. This might just be a vlog or it might be a Friday, so it depends on how much time I get to actually edit this sucker. Welcome back. So it's been a few weeks, as Leah once said. It's been a long time since I left you with a dope beat to step to. My career's now going to be in singing, but you catch the drift. So I thought I'd pop on, say hi, tell you what I've been up to because I have been sewing, and tell you a bit about what's kind of going on inside El Casa, home of sewing, inside my room. Right, so live stuff. So I've returned back to the office, which has been a major time suck on my sewing time, as you can imagine. So at the moment it's not too bad because it's some holidays, it's 45 minutes each way, but normally I say it's normally an hour and a half. So I've been trying to adjust to that new schedule, and then I got a lovely piece of news, and the news was that I was getting a laptop and I was going to be able to work from home 2 days a week. Hurrah! Such relief. Just after a week I was just exhausted. For 2 weekends on the trot I was just lying in bed just trying to recover from the week, so I didn't have a lot of impetus to sew. However, I have managed to squeeze out a couple of bits kind of in between and a couple of thrift flips. Remember something I've never done before. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the first project was, if you remember my vlog last time, I was saying, right, I'm going to be doing a skirt, it's going to match a staple of blouse, and it's going to be in this pattern. It was a string pattern, so it was a Duchess high-low hem circle skirt. God, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, don't I? So next day, cut to the next day, get the pattern out, and do all the adjustments that I need to do because I've changed size. Put it on the fabric, and the fabric is nowhere near wide enough, it's nowhere near long enough because it's a 4 yard, I think it's 4.5 yard actually. It's very fabric munchy sort of pattern that, and it wasn't wide enough either, and I was off by about 3 inches in width. So I reassessed, had a search through my patterns, came across a pattern that I wanted to do. Is it in here? It is in here. Oops. My shame. Shh, we won't talk about that. Anyway, so this is the pattern that I've decided upon. This is a New Look K437. Just a very simple skirt with a belt, and yeah, that was the plan. So as you can see, it is all cut out. I haven't got any further because that's when the work stuff started to really bite home. So that is ready to do. I haven't done it this weekend or last weekend, as I say, because I've been doing other stuff. I've been doing small projects, and I'll talk about why in a minute. So this weekend, apart from the thrift flips, I did this little zipper bag using some Hobbycraft sort of stuff. I love zipper bags. I find them a real palette cleanser, and they're always useful. I've also done a pillow recently for my boss. Now, I'm not sucking up to my boss, although he is awesome, but if any boss deserves a pillow, it is my boss. He is fantastic, very supportive of not just me but the whole team. He's a very kind of quiet guy, but he's been living with a bad back for the last 2 years. He's had surgery and all sorts of things on it, and also during change of circumstances and stuff, he really fought for me to be able to get this laptop and work from home. So I thought I want to do something nice for him, and I've actually sewn a load of masks for my colleagues, so it wasn't like I was just sucking up. There was already present, and things kind of going on for my colleagues. I thought, why not? I'll do something for my boss as well. And I picked a lovely fabric from Robert Kaufman, which is it was a white background with beakers on it. I'll show you a picture. But the fabric was kindly given to me by my friend Alison, because she knows all the stuff that's been going on, and she wanted to kind of pay the kindness forward. So thank you, Alison, you're amazing. How did I ever find you in my life? You're fantastic. But this isn't just an advertisement for Alison, because that's not the deal here. She's not, you know. But one of the things she sent me as part of this little gift pack from my boss, she sent me this amazing interfacing. Now, I must admit, I've always been a bit, why do people go on about interfacing so much? And she told me my amazing birthday pillow fabric actually has this interfacing on, and it really kind of elevates the fabric. I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I'll just carry on with my £1.50 stuff from Amazon. And then when I opened this up, and this is the interfacing, it's not like paper at all, it's more like a gauze. And it was amazing. It was amazing to actually see the fabric transform by using this stuff. So I'm now no longer any interfacing will do. Now I'm like, I've got to find out all I can about interfacing, because it's going to make a huge difference to the projects. And I can't believe it took me this long to realise it. So apparently this is equivalent of a Pellon 700, but it's an off-brand. Really lovely stuff. Thank you, Alison, for sending me that, and the pillow. My boss loved it. It was such a nice thing to do. He came in, he was like, proper cheered me up, that has. And he was like, I'm going to go off and take a picture from my daughter, she's a chemist. And I don't think you can get any kind of better feedback than that. That was mint. That was great. That was definitely worth a little bit of work at a weekend to do for him. And I know he's using it, so that was cool. As I've done some masks for my colleagues and myself. Boring, let's move on. I also started love sewing a petal sleeve top, but unfortunately I haven't got anything to show you. I did all the adjustments, cut it out, took it to my sewing group. I saw people face to face, spent all my time at my sewing group serging, the finished edges, ready to sew when I got home. I got home the next day, I opened up the car, the boot, and I realised I left something in the car that leaked all over my fabric. Put it in the wash, it didn't save it, unfortunately, so that went in the bin, which is a shame. But then my work colleague Alan, on Wednesday, texts me and he's like, my wife is getting rid of a bag of clothes. Would you like me to bring them in for you? Because we're a similar size. And she's done it before, and she has most impeccable taste. I was like, yes, please, Alan, that'd be lovely. Last time he did this, there was 3 bin bags worth of shoes, and about 3-4 pairs went to the charity shop, and all have stayed with me. And same with the clothes. And I don't know what my colleague's wife kind of spends on clothes, but it must be a lot because it's lovely stuff. Anyway, so I was like, yes, please. So he brought this bag in. Lots of fun dressing up. It reminds me of, when you're a kid. I'll tell you a little bit about my kind of background. I grew up in a one-parent family. My biological father lives in Scotland, and the law is you don't have to pay maintenance fees or welfare for your child if you live in Scotland. He decided not to. So my mum had a really difficult time when I was growing up to make ends meet. So it was always a great gift when neighbours or friends were having to clear out of their children's clothes, and they came down to me and these been, the black bin liners. I never saw that as anything negative. It was always an exciting thing. I think my mum obviously would have preferred to be able to buy me new stuff all the time, but that wasn't my mum's reality. But it did teach me the value of clothes, and it did teach me the value of being grateful for what you have. So I've never kind of lost that. I've always shopped in charity shops, and I'm not ashamed of it. I still do, and I think particularly in today's kind of fast fashion society, we have a major environmental crisis. I think it kind of obligates to shop secondhand first before you shop first. firsthand. But one of the great gifts of my hobby is being able to adjust things. I've always been a bit afraid of hacks and like changing clothes, and I don't know why. I can take a piece of cloth and turn it into a dress. What does kind of changing an item, why does that hold such fear for me? Well, this was one of the my colleague's wife's kind of clothes that she gave me. Now, I'll show you a picture of what it was before, and these are the amendments I made. I chopped off the sleeve. The sleeve was a bit tight, so I did this kind of open hem. I don't think that bit's very successful, I will admit, but it does give me the room that I need, and I don't think people are going to really see it anyway. And at the bottom, I took it up by about, let me just see, because I've still got the fabric kind of attached. I would say that's about 1.5 inches kind of rise. I kept the original hem line, with the curve, and literally just folded it up. I didn't cut the fabric off, not because I was lazy, but because at some point, if I ever want to kind of lower it, because it is a shorter length, I have that option. And you can't actually see when it's turned kind of under that it's got extra fabric on it, so it just kind of means that I can change it up again if I want to at some point in the future, lower it or whatever. So that was item 1. So I'm going to get up, give you a proper twirl of the item. I'm also wearing a me-made skirt. This is the BB skirt from the Stretch Book by Tilly & Buttons. This remains the only Tilly & Buttons project I've ever done, even though I've got the Stretch Book. Previous viewers will know my opinions on Tilly. But anyway, I'll pause, spin the camera around, and then I'll show you the next flip. Next flip. I'm not going to say flip because I can't say it. It just goes. Alright, it's in a minute. So here we go. Here is the item. I really like it. I was very surprised what a simple change made to the outline. I think it made it a lot younger. I can wear it with long sleeve if I want to. I can leave it as is. The skirt, despite my feelings on Tilly's Pattern Company, I think it turned out very well. It's very appropriate because somebody actually gave me this fabric as well. From they didn't need it in their stash, so they gave it to me. So I made use of it. So this is essentially a completely thrifted outfit. And you know how long it took? 1 hour. That was it. Just 1 hour. Completely new jumper out of it. Saved it from the charity shop bin. Easy, innit? Isn't it so magic? Okay, so with that in mind, I'm gonna... Okay, so here is the next item. So, I'll show you the original picture. Ta-da! And this is the flip, and it looks very different considering all I've done is one sewing job. So let me talk to you about what I liked about the outfit first, how I decided to change it. So what I really loved were these sleeves, and these are all cut out. So I thought that's quite sassy. I like a bit sassy. I also want to point out I've got more black than the Milk Tray man. But it just so happened both these items were black. I don't tend to wear a lot of black. But anyway, but when I saw the outline, it was like sassy, bleh. Sassy, bleh. It's like, we can do something about bleh. We can't make something sassy that isn't. So, all I did was I put a piece of black elastic around, pinned it, lightning stitch, boom, bada bing. 20-25 minutes later, completely new outline at the top. These thrift flip channels, they're amazing. They take a dress and turn it into a jumpsuit. They take a jumpsuit and turn it into a bra. They do amazing things because they're very skilled at it. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. simple piece of elastic, a bit of an upturned hem, chop some sleeves off, and I've got 2 brand new tops that would have gone to a charity bin. Isn't that what we should be doing first, rather than do massive fabric hauls? And I know I'm the world's worst to be talking about it. In fact, my next video is exactly that. But we have a responsibility to ourselves, to our planet, to the poor, the poor guys that are actually modern slaved in these clothing factories. We have a responsibility. And as sewists, we can take a little bit of that responsibility on. We've got the skills that many people do not have in order to make things just a little bit better. And when you thrift, it's a lot flipping cheaper, isn't it? Let's be honest. Now, in terms of my own sewing, I'm going to criticise myself here, because the elastic is kind of like a little bit raised. It's a lot lower here and it's a lot higher here. But honestly, I don't think anyone can notice that. I was super pleased. Super pleased with this. And it feels like it's the top it was always meant to be. Right, that's it from me. Told you it was going to be short and sweet. Anyway, I hope you're all well. This has definitely ignited a new passion in me to go and be a little bit braver. I hope it makes you a little bit braver and you may take a look at your clothes in a new light. And I'm going to sashay off now and be all vampy. See you later. Bye bye.